Moment, Tom and Lance. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tom Daly and Dustin Lance Black. And it's the first question. Since marriage, have you changed your names?
No, we haven't. No, we kept our names the same.
Yeah, same names.
Very 21st century.
That's very good. And I introduce you as your husband, but again, is that right? Because are you husband or husband and what?
Husbands.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
for
right.
husbands.
Yeah, I guess you
Yeah.
just pluralise it. Husbands. Yeah.
So how's
Sure.
it been? Marriage? Great?
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of, I don't know, it's been surreal. There is lots, although it is just what you have the best day of your life, and then the next day it's the first day of the rest of your life, if you like. But it does feel very different. It feels.
The next day for us was the day we painted the living room.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
our 2-day honeymoon before I had to go back to training. We painted the living room.
Yeah.
But that was, I don't know, it was fun for us, right?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, that's what it is, isn't it? We're building things together.
Well, that is getting together in marriage, or actually even just as a relationship. Suddenly, that fantastic rainbow ends, and the sink needs unblocking.
Yes, I know, exactly.
As I spent this weekend rummaging, arm length, I found something down there.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think your mother left it there the last time she came round, but not to
Probably.
worry. Is that right?
Probably. My mum's a nightmare.
Not to worry. Listen, first of all, let's talk about the Commonwealth Games.
Yes. It's
Exciting?
Yeah, fast approaching now. I mean, April, we leave, I think, on March 26th, and we're going to be there for quite a long time beforehand doing training and acclimatizing to outdoor environments, because when you're spinning around in an outdoor pool compared to an indoor pool, you've got the water that's blue, the sky that's blue. So when you're spinning around and trying to figure out what's what, it can be a little bit confusing. So you have to get used to that, along with the wind and any rainy conditions and the temperature and all that kind of stuff.
Well, having watched you in Budapest, and again, I was so impressed. There is no point of recognition when I stood. You've taken me to the top of one of the diving boards, and I thought, where do you look? Do you look at the sky? What do you see when you jump?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a dancer would spin on the spot and they look at the wall where they start and their head follows round. What we do for diving is we spot the water. So when we take off, we see the water for the first somersault, and you keep your eyes on it until you lose it, and then you move your head a little bit to try and find the water again for your next somersault. And then you count how many times you see the water to know how many somersaults you've done. And then when you hit the water, you look for the water and line up towards it.
Have you done this yet?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, I remember the bet.
Yeah, last time
Yes.
we talked, there was a bet that I would, if Tom ever won a world championship again, I would jump off the 10-meter. The bet, the discussion we had was that I would do that before he competed again. So I was scheduled to get up on that 10-meter about a week ago on Saturday, and I had done my preparations, which meant I'd done nothing except practice screaming, and then he did not compete this weekend, so
No.
I had a reprieve. I felt like I got one more month of life.
So he's got a month of life before we get him up on the 10-meter board, and it's going to be a YouTube video of it, so people will be able to see him scream, of course. But
They'll hear me. They'll hear me all the way down here from London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be there.
yeah,
There are so many fans of yours that want to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, he's jumped off the 5-meter before at the Life Centre when he came in.
I did.
And my goodness, he had lovely pointed toes, but he also had a very high-pitched scream.
Well,
so.
no one told me that you shouldn't look down and watch the water come up towards you. And
Well, you do. You are meant to look down and see the water, but you're meant to look with your eyes. Lots of people tend to look down with their head, but obviously your head is one of the most, or is one of the heaviest parts of your body. So as soon as you put your head down, you start rotating, and then you land on your face.
And it's hot up there as well. You sit in hot and humid, and when I was up there, I couldn't catch my breath.
Yeah, it is hot, and there's a lot of stairs, but when you're wet and in the pool, I forget how many stairs I go up every single day. I must get my 10,000 steps in easy.
Oh, come on, you're as fit as a butcher's dog.
Yeah, well, I do try and have a little bit of a well, I've got to make sure they stay in shape, you know. But I reckon if I had my phone in my pocket, it would tell me how many flights of steps I'd do.
Yeah, I've got that app.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's struggling up out of bed. That's the first one of the day.
Yeah.
I
Fast
count
flight,
So I
yeah.
count that as a sit-up. Listen, we're going to do some traffic and travel. We'll play a tune and come back. You happy?
Lovely.
Yeah.
By the way, what time you got to leave? 11 o'clock?
I've got, yeah, we're going to go to the station before Mum drops off. She's got work at 12, so
Actually,
she has to drop us at the station and then drive back.
child wrangling today, isn't she?
Exactly.
Hang on. BBC Radio Devon, 10:37. We're talking to Tom and Lance, Tom Daly, and Dustin Lance Black. Why did you drop the Dustin?
You know, my mom did that to me. She named me that, and then only ever called me Lance. So it's been something I had to put up with for my whole life, is correcting people. And in school I never did because I was too shy. So there's a whole contingent that calls me Dustin, and then my close friends and family that call me Lance.
Where did you go to school?
All over. We were military, so I grew up in Texas. Went to school there for a while. Then we were transferred to California, so I went to like high school there, which is where you go until you're about 18, and then stayed in California for university at UCLA.
And education, fine, happy life, growing up.
Yeah.
How can I put this? When did you start to say, hang on, I am not being treated the way I want to be? Because you are...
When I walked into this studio, Fitz.
Have I ever treated... Well, have I ever...
Yeah. Funny.
The LGBT rights been fantastic, and I know I've actually seen you mobbed in the streets. Actually, even in Budapest. It was fantastic to see so many people coming up and saying, you have changed my life. When did you start that?
I started, doing some of the work I did early on in my film career, which centered on either civil rights and then LGBT rights. Getting that education, what it meant to be treated equally under the law, once you understand what that really means for all people and how you get there, it's almost like you've been armed with these life-saving, life-changing capabilities, this knowledge, and if you don't use it to help your fellow man, to help your neighbor, well, you're doing something wrong. You know, if somebody fell off the boat, isn't it your responsibility to help them back in?
Yes.
And I felt like I had the knowledge to help a lot of more people into this lifeboat of equality, and I'd better get off my tail and not just make entertainment, which I enjoy doing, but also make sure we leave the planet a bit better than I found it. And so that really happened after I'd made a number of TV shows, certainly after I'd made Milk, and I decided I would take a few years off and hold true to what I promised on that Oscar stage, which was to try and bring equality at least to my country in all 50 states.
Has it been achieved? Or has it been undone?
Well, it hasn't been undone yet. I mean, what I was fighting for at the time was on the tail of this thing called Proposition 8, which had taken away marriage in California, our most populous state. And so we did beat Proposition 8. It was we made sure it was deemed unconstitutional, and that set off a landslide of decisions, which has made marriage equality the law of the land in all 50 states. But you know, there's more to do. There's certainly more to do.
Have I got this wrong? Wasn't California teetering of going back the other way? Because gay marriage was ratified within California, but somebody was, I can't remember who was trying to undo that.
Well, it wasn't. So we had marriage equality in 2008, and then it was taken away with the Proposition 8. And then me and a group of people that were much smarter than me, we all got together and we sued the state of California in federal court, took that case all the way to the Supreme Court and won, and marriage equality returned. I don't think we'll be going backwards. We're going to fight to keep from going backwards. Right now, there's not an imminent threat of that going backwards. I think public opinion has changed. I think hearts have opened. I think people understand who LGBT people are, and feel we have a right to be married in the United States. You know, there's other groups of people who are in need right now. And certainly in most countries in the United States right now, this is going to sound nuts to people living in this country. In most states in the United States, you can be legally fired and kicked out of your home for being LGBT. Legally. That's still the law of the land in the United States. And we're in a place where we have trans rights being rolled backwards by this president. So there's a lot of work to do still, and a lot. And I always say, you know, people come up to me constantly and say, "Oh, when are we done? When are we done with all this civil rights work?" And I say to them, "Never." That's the nature of, you know, living in a world with minorities. The work, you have to be vigilant forever and protect your gains. And guess what? It's good work. It makes you feel good. It's good to help your neighbor. It's good to make sure people are being treated equally. These are great lessons to learn yourself, to pass on to your children. So it's okay that it'll never be done. We should stay vigilant about protecting our families and our neighbors' families.
Since getting together, since marriage, have you come across prejudice?
I think you always do in some occasions, but I'd say, I mean, because we live in London, it is a completely, you know, it's crazy. Even in the last 5 years, I don't think people see it as such a big deal anymore. I mean, I came out, well, it'll be five years ago this year, and even in that time from when I came out to now, I feel like the being gay isn't something that people necessarily are so afraid of or don't understand as much anymore. I think it's much more, I don't know, there's still lots of people that think it's wrong and we're the devil and going to hell. But at the same time, there's lots of people that don't just judge you for being LGBT or T. You know, they see you as a human being rather than seeing you for as some kind of label.
Are you happy at the moment?
Yes. We're the happiest that we've ever been. It's this so, I don't know, just being married is like, and having the right to be able to do that is something that is so exciting. And at the end of the day, we're a normal old married couple now, really.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
yeah,
Few arguments?
we get excited
Is he
about
messy?
we get excited about putting
No.
photos on the wall.
Yeah.
That's what,
Why not?
yeah, that's what we get
I
excited
mean,
about.
the arguments for us are always sort of like, what do you want to have for dinner? I don't know. What do you want to have? Well, what do you want to have? I'm not sure. What do you want to have? You know, it's just that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got one like that. No,
Yeah.
I asked you first.
Right.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
asked you first.
Exactly.
That's what I say.
Hang on, let's play a tune. There's going to be a scuffle.
6 cups.
What? You get
Like
6
coffee.
cups of coffee?
6 cups of coffee. Yeah.
So that's what
That's
you
the
get through.
goal. That's where happiness happens.
I have to. Sorry, Tom and Lance are in the studio at the moment. I always judge a country by its coffee and its toilets. Only one should wake you with a jolt in the morning, and I've got to say, America, perfect coffee. Toilets.
They have the filter coffee because then then it sits in the pot for like hours and hours and kind of gets like thick and almost like coffee syrup. It's like it's like rocket fuel.
You've been to Turkey and that area of the world is when they take the grits out of the bottom of the cup and then rub it on their gums.
Really?
Yeah, that's coffee addiction at its best.
That's like getting the caffeine, like trying to like, it's like that Goldschlager stuff. Trying to like make it so that it cuts your gums on the way in and get the caffeine right in.
Yeah, suck the tea bag. It's far better. That's the way it works. Tom, can I just ask you about your book at the moment?
Yes.
Because I didn't get one at Christmas. I dropped a hint. Never got one. Sorry, mate.
Yeah,
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. It's been out for a while now. Like, and Tom's daily plan it's basically loads of recipes, loads of workouts and tips, just to be able to kind of be a bit more at peace with the world and not just thinking about eating healthily and not just thinking about working out, but the whole package: mindfulness, stuff on sleep, stuff on tips to be able to reduce stress and anxiety, all that kind of stuff. Because lots of people think that they need to cut things out and restrict their diet, when actually having things in moderation and being able to just have a healthy lifestyle will make the biggest difference.
Brilliant. Let's just go back to diving.
Yes.
I missed the diving this week, and so did you, or rather
Yes.
last week.
Yes, I wasn't diving at the national championships this time because I was actually been ill before Christmas, and I never quite recovered, and I kept trying to push and in the end my doctor just said, you need to take a week to recover, because if you don't recover now, then it's going to be an ongoing thing. So I took the week to recover, got to hang out with my mum, and it's been great, actually.
Well, it's fine. Well, it's for you, not for
Exactly.
for the
I've had a
team.
chance to be able to recover, because the most important thing for this year is getting ready for the Commonwealth Games. So, I mean, April's going to come around pretty quickly when it comes to training and getting ready for a competition, but I'm really excited about the Commonwealth Games. It's going to be good competition out in Australia.
Well, Matthew Dixon, got to
Yes.
mention, what an incredible effort.
He had a fantastic competition, and I'd love to see him on the plane. I'm not sure exactly how the qualification is going to work with our performance director choosing who's going to be going, but it's going to be great to get as many people from Plymouth out to the Commonwealth Games as possible, because, there's lots of people that have moved away from Plymouth recently, but there's going to be a big, strong team of people that have trained in Plymouth in the past. For example, I'm hoping that Robin Birch, the girl that trains with me in London now, who used to train in Plymouth, Dan Goodfellow, my synchro partner, myself, Matt Dixon. So we could have a team of maybe 4 divers from Plymouth that are going to be going to the Commonwealth Games. And even Aidan Heslop, I think, who came 4th or 5th at the competition, he's going to be going for Wales. So we could have a lot of Plymothians out there for the diving team.
That's incredible. And you are still getting the support as a team? Because I do worry at times that, sport is overlooked and we don't put enough money or effort into the Olympics.
Oh, yeah. I mean, diving has been very, very lucky, actually, with its funding, because lots of sports lost their funding after Rio. We actually maintained our funding, and there's lots of things. And there is a direct comparison to how well a sports team will do with the amount of funding that they get. Because British diving, since having the London 2012 Olympics announced, we got this big influx of funding to be able to get the right facilities, the technology and all the science behind it. And you can actually see when the funding increased, all the resources increase, and therefore that's why British diving is the strongest that it's ever been right now.
That's right. I did mention the Olympics there. I jumped the gun because 2020 is the next.
Yeah, it's coming around quickly. I can't believe it's already nearly been 2 years since the Rio 2016 Olympics. And, we've only got 2 more years to go before it's time to go for 2020. We start qualification in a year's time, so it's going to come around pretty quickly.
So you will be there.
That is my plan. As long as my body lets me get there, I'll be there. I'm going to be carrying on as long as my body lets me, put it that way.
And the Commonwealth, you say 99.999%?
99.99%. I mean, the team hasn't been announced yet. I think the team gets announced next week, but, I would like to think that I would be on the team, but who knows? It'll be, we find out next week.
I'd like to be on the team as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to happen, but don't give up hope. There's that 0.00001% chance I could be there.
When the England selectors turn to you, and they've then voted me Slimmer of the Year, you know that this country is, well, I'm not going to end that sentence. I wish you
I
well.
know where you're going.
I wish you so much luck. What are you working on at the moment? When We Rise, you've done that. That's gone.
Yeah,
Yep.
When We Rise came when it's still traveling around the world. One day it might land here, but I've moved on to a project called Under the Banner of Heaven, based on the John Krakauer book, which examines Mormon fundamentalist extremism in the United States. Because, we point our fingers abroad a lot, where I'm from, and talk about problems abroad, but we still have ours at home. Boy, do we ever now. And this is like a 10-part miniseries that focuses on that.
And you were raised a Mormon?
I was raised Mormon, yeah.
Mormon.
This coffee that I have in my hand would send me right to that fiery place you don't want to be. Yeah.
Well, they're not allowed to touch coffee?
Caffeine. No caffeine.
Yeah, there's no hot caffeine allowed. Certainly the gay marriage thing is, not looked kindly upon either. I'm a very, very bad Mormon right now.
36 wives, but no coffee.
No coffee. Mm-hmm. You would think with 36 wives you ought to be allowed some coffee.
There's only one lemon and lime fizzy drink that has no caffeine in it, so that's Mormons love it.
Yeah, it's true.
I find this well,
tune in. It's fascinating. Well, I mean, it is how I grew up, and it's what I believed and devoutly believed. All of my childhood, and there are some good things to Mormonism, just like any other religion. I mean, they're family coming first and taking care of each other, your neighbors. I mean, all that's. I learned a lot of wonderful things, surprisingly, from being Mormon that I've applied to fighting for equal rights.
Do you have many brothers and sisters? 'Cause I know the families are large over there.
I have one brother left. I lost one brother. But boy, it was, my mom was paralyzed from polio. And so the fact that she was able to have any children was a miracle. The fact that she had 3 is probably a credit to the Mormon Church encouraging moms to have more kids. 3 was truly a miracle for a woman who'd never been able to walk to have. and to raise, and we were a handful.
What an amazing lady.
Yeah,
I wish I'd met her. Listen, we need to let you go. What haven't we touched upon? We've done your book. We've done this, we've done that. Anything else you want to throw in? I know you mentioned on, actually, congratulations on Question Time, because you raised the issues there. Did you find any of that Question Time a little bit strange? The constant cyclical arguments that go on in this country?
Well, I mean, I see it wherever I go, and there's sort of point scoring going on between political parties, but it is nice to be in a position where I can be objective, and I don't have to report back to my party in the morning afterwards, so I can just speak from my heart and my gut, and I think that's what we could use more of in the world politically. Less point scoring, more speaking from the gut about what we truly believe, what's going to take care of the people, not the party. And so that's what I did when I went out. I care about the people. And it was great to be in a place like Hereford where people are looking out for their families. I understand that.
Your comments about the NHS and the fact that this country has got an NHS as opposed to private medical, that really did drive it home.
Well, I lost my big brother to the ills of private medicine. And I'll get emotional talking about it. The profit should not come into play when you're talking about people's lives and your children's lives. It's disgusting. And you have a real prize here in the NHS, and I'd really love to see you guys take care of it the way it ought to be taken care of.
Please tell me he wasn't just left, your brother.
What was that?
Abandoned by the medical system.
Well, it's just you get the care you can pay for. And so if you're diagnosed with cancer, there's many different ways to treat that. And if you don't have the funds, if you don't have insurance, he had gone back to school, so he didn't have insurance because that would be covered only by an employer. He got the worst care there was. And I, opened my wallet. We all did, but there's no affording American medicine, no matter how wealthy you are, really. You have to rely on private insurance. And so the care that we were able to afford and that the state was willing to give him was pathetic. And it was heartbreaking to watch him lose his life unnecessarily because of private medicine.
Well, I'm sorry we have to end it on such a down time. What a
I mean, it shows you that we are incredibly lucky to have the NHS, and it needs to be saved, and it needs to be, there's lots of people that are wanting to go private to try and make it a lot easier and just to do that. But people lose their lives because of private healthcare and not being able to afford it. If you are diagnosed with cancer, you have to pay millions and millions of pounds to survive. And, we don't realise how lucky we are, but we need to make sure that it is, that our nurses are looked after so that we can actually have public health.
Amen to that. One final text has just come in from Brian. When Dustin does his 10-metre jump, why doesn't Tom arrange for it as a charitable event and maybe get some other celebs?
Great.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that?
Yeah, I mean, the less alone I have to feel up there, the better. And anything I can do, anything that would encourage me to jump.
Well, you're
would
going to be doing
helpful.
it for charity now.
All right. Well, you name the charity. I'm in.
Great.
Okay, we'll get you. Fantastic. Skin-tight Speedos.
Yeah.
And that's just me. I'll jump with you.
Yeah. All right, great. You're in the skin-tight Speedos,
You have
though.
to be in your budgie smugglers.
No, I don't know
That's just the
about
law.
that. I didn't make that deal.
The point is, it's the bow wave. Just give it some time to settle. Fitz has just jumped. It's going to happen. Thank you, guys. You've
No,
been
thank you for
stars.
having
Thank you.
us. Good
Thank
to
you.
see you.